Councilor Dostal, former Councilor Dostal has a more detailed layout of some of those issues.
Just to let you know, Council, about 6.5 minutes left.
Yeah,
I can
let
pass it.
everyone have a copy of this. And this is a summary of the feeling of the Department of Public Works. And again, my name is Jim Dostal, and I'm a member of the Board of Public Works. It says the Northampton Board of Public Works offers the following comment on the proposed amendment to Chapter 325 of the Northampton Code of Ordinances. This amendment is related to the construction of landfill in the water supply district. As the City of Northampton, as the City Council is aware, the BPW has been overseeing the performance of studies and planning for the proposed expansion of the Northampton landfill on Glendale Road. These summary comments are provided for consideration by the City Council. Permitting for the Phase 5 Glendale Road landfill expansion began in November 1999 with the submittal of the environmental notification form to the Massachusetts Environmental Policy Act unit of the Executive Office of Environmental Affairs. In 2004, the Department of Public Works assumed control of the Solid Waste Enterprise Fund from the Board of Health. One of the first tasks undertaken was to move the expansion permitting forward with the pending closure on the horizon. It became clear to the DPW that additional groundwater studies were needed due to the proposed expansion over the Zone 2 of the Maloney Well located in East Hampton. A groundwater flow model was developed with significant input from East Hampton and the Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, water supply officials. At that time, it was decided by DEP and Northampton to utilize a contaminant transport model based upon a groundwater flow model to determine the fate of the transport of the theoretical leachate release. In February of 2005, the groundwater flow was submitted to DEP with a proposed scope of work detailing the approach to the contaminant transport model. On March 16th of 2005, DEP issued a letter stating that the groundwater flow model appears to represent a reasonable conceptual model of the aquifer. The letter also stated that the proposal for the contaminant transport model is reasonable regarding the concentration and types of contaminants to be modeled. The conservative contaminant transport model overestimated liner leakage, a catastrophic leachate release of a theoretical, non-reactive, non-absorbent compound. This is conservative in the sense that it will travel faster, farther, and at a higher concentration than a reactive or absorptive chemical. 75% of the pumping capacity at the Maloney Well, and finally assumed that the landfill would not be capped. The model duration was run from 50 to 100 years. The final result of the model showed that there were no impacts on the Maloney Well with near total dilution, 99.9985, occurring by the time the water from the landfill would reach the well. The DEP agreed that the findings of the model, which opened the opportunity to apply for a waiver of certain state regulations that would allow the setting a sanitary landfill over a Zone 2 aquifer. The waiver was granted, though the site suitability determination for the DEP in June of 2006. The DPW then received site assignment from the Board of Health in September of 2006. The records, reports, and regulatory approvals show that this landfill expansion can occur in a Zone 2 of the Maloney Well without detriment to the environment. DEP, in their findings, determined that the discharge from the facility will not pose a danger to the existing or proposed drinking water source area. In 4 years, no organization or party has presented any information for DEP to revisit the model or the waiver. In October 2008, after commissioning extensive engineering, environmental, and health studies, and after holding multiple public meetings to present and discuss the findings, the DPW passed the following resolution. We are affirming that, in our opinion, expansion of the landfill is one of the options that the city can safely consider. We feel that the preponderance of the information that we have received so far indicates that the landfill could be expanded in a manner that respects the environment and that guards the health and safety of our neighbors. The Board of Public Works believes the existing ordinance 325 water supply is written suitably and allows these facilities to be built only occur after a rigorous permit process is completed, similar to the process the DPW completed for the proposed Phase 5 landfill expansion.
Councilor, I just want to let you know we're down under less than a minute now, 30 seconds left on the 10 minutes that I've allotted.
Yeah, let me.
This will certainly could be added into the record if you wanted to
Absolutely.
wrap up, we can do that.
I just want to read one last paragraph.
Okay.
It says, lastly, as additional background information for consideration, the City Council should be aware that the BPW completed a market appraisal of the proposed Phase 5 landfill expansion as part of the landfill's alternative study. The city could solicit proposals from private companies to purchase the rights to the volume of the landfill if the expansion was permitted. The estimated net present value of the airspace rights for the Phase 5 expansion was estimated to be in the range of $7.8 million to $12.3 million. That revenue stream would be paid to the city over an estimated 28 years of the Phase 5 landfill operation. Thank you.